Hello, and welcome to County Perspective, the show that focuses on Frederick County government, local programs and events, and the community that you live in. I'm your host, Brandon Rosa, and thank you all for joining us. We've had some good news happening in the county recently, so let's jump right in today's top news stories. County Executive Jan Gardner announced good news for Frederick County small businesses with the launch of EPIC. The Expedited Permit and Inspection Certificate, or EPIC, is designed to support small commercial and professional services that move into existing space and to provide permit review and approval within 1 week. Effective February 17th, businesses moving into appropriately zoned space of 5,000 square feet or less can apply for the EPIC process through the Division of Permitting and Planning's online application portal, planningandpermitting.frederickcountymd.gov. Questions about EPIC should be directed to Ashley Bonomo, Manager of Permitting Services at A. Bonomo at frederickcountymd.gov or 301-600-3463. It was a great day of giving. The Office of Economic Development and the Frederick County Division of Emergency Management assisted in handing out free COVID test kits en masse to our business community. The best part was that the businesses never had to get out of their car. They went through the drive-thru and their items were placed in their car. The businesses were appreciative of both the mass and test kits, as well as the ease in getting them. The Office of Economic Development and Frederick County Division of Emergency Management handed out thousands of test kits in just 1 day. Jody Bollinger from Frederick County's Office of Economic Development was on site during the distribution.
I would just say that it's important to have these masks and these test kits provided to our businesses because they provide economic growth for the county, and we need to keep our businesses and the employees that they have safe so they can continue to do their job. It was a great day of saying thank you. Thank you to our businesses for employing people, contributing to our economy, and making their employees safe. So we want to thank the businesses for participating. We want to thank the county executive for allowing this initiative to happen.
Supplies are limited, but it's not too late to pick up COVID test kits and KN95 masks at our 9 Frederick County Public Library branches. Check on fcpl.org for locations and hours. Are you thinking of running for public office? Tuesday, March 22nd of this year at 9 p.m. is the new deadline for an individual to file as a candidate for the upcoming 2022 primary election. This year, Frederick County voters will select a county executive. All 7 members of the county council, the sheriff, the state's attorney, 4 members of the Board of Education, and the clerk of the court, as well as positions at the state and federal levels. Under state law, an individual must file a certificate of candidacy by 9:00 p.m. on the last Tuesday in February in the year in which the primary election will be held. However, due to legal challenges to the congressional and legislative maps, the deadline has been extended by a month. The 2022 gubernatorial primary election will be held on Tuesday, June 28th of this year, and the 2022 gubernatorial general election will be held on Tuesday, November 8th of this year. Additional election-related dates and forms are available at elections.maryland.gov. One of FCG-TV's most popular programs in years past was Destination Frederick, a show that focused on places of interest that embodied Frederick County's history and beauty. Recently, my team at FCG-TV revisited Destination Frederick. The first new episode spotlights the Iron Worker Museum. Let's find out more.
It is said that every face has a story to tell. For those who visit the Museum of the Iron Worker in northern Frederick County, a story of a darker time, a story of pain, a story of passion, and a story of hope and growth awaits. These stories are told through 2 facial reconstructions of an enslaved man and woman who lived, died, and were interred in those hallowed grounds. Travel with us to meet these faces and watch as many hear their stories revealed for the first time.
Once I got inside the museum, of course my eyes saw the artistry of the beautiful bust of these two slaves, but I have mixed emotions because these are my people, and they were brought to this country into industrial slavery to do back-breaking work.
Seeing these faces for the first time, it was shocking. It's a real life, it's lifelike, and you see it and it makes you feel connected to the individuals who are here.
This experience is going to cause me to dig a little deeper into my own lineage, into my own ancestry, to really find out who I am, where my family comes from, and just get a better understanding of our history.
The Catoctin Furnace Historical Society commemorates, studies, and preserves the rich history of this historic industrial village. Studies such as the Recovering Identity Project are helping to identify the legacy of the African Americans associated with the late 18th through early 19th century operation of the ironworks. What an African American worker at Catoctin Furnace really experienced in the late 18th and the early 19th century is really hard for us, I think, to imagine. The enslavement is unspeakable. What we do know about the conditions is partly because of the accident of history that meant that the graveyard was found as part of the archaeological survey that preceded the construction of Route 15. And the skeletons of these individuals have given us clues about what their lives were like. The idea of having the facial reconstructions made was to create an opportunity for visitors to look into the eyes of these individuals and really see their pain, see their lives, and see their legacy. And so that's what here at the Museum of the Ironworker, this is what the Catoctin Furnace Historical Society hopes that the visitor is able to experience. It's a personal, it's a personal experience.
Walking in the room and looking at these faces, it was eye-opening, it was shocking, really speechless, lost for words. A lot of emotions bottled up quickly, and even after reading the description of the faces, it really is a challenging piece of history to look at.
When I walked in, I saw the young man. It looks like he was looking at me. You know, it's like a person that I know. You know, he saw my soul. And then the beautiful young lady, the bust of her. I mean, here's a woman, 35 years old, nearly half my age, and she also endured the harshness, you know, the labor of working here at the furnace.
I think the Catoctin Furnace is important to the community because it allows us to see our history and allows folks who have not been able to research this area or to come here to actually get a taste of it. When you walk in here, you're able to be connected to the story of the individuals who built this home, who worked this land, and I think that's important for all people to participate in.
Stay right where you are. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back with more on County Perspective. Welcome back to County Perspective. I'm your host, Brandon Rosa. In just a little bit, we'll find out about the Kids Like Us program. But before we do that, let's see what four-legged friend is looking for you to take them home in this episode's Pet of the Week.
Oreo is quickly becoming a staff favorite at FCAC. Living in her education room, she is proving to be an amazing companion. She is chatty, playful, and happy to cuddle up on a lap. While she doesn't get along with other cats, the senior doesn't seem to have an issue with dogs or children. She is overweight and currently on a diet. She is slowly losing weight, but hopefully her increased level of activity and exercise in a home environment will help her achieve her ideal weight more quickly. To learn more about Oreo and our adoption process, call Frederick County Animal Control and Pet Adoption Center at 301-600-1546.
Kids Like Us is a school-based program that helps Frederick County students who have been negatively impacted by parental substance use. School counselors from over 30 Frederick County public schools offer support group programs during school hours to decrease the impact students have faced from their parents' substance use. Watch this video to find out more.
I'm Julie Wood Merchant, and I am the founder of the Kids Like Us program, and currently I am the program developer. So Kids Like Us is a primarily school-based program for students who are impacted negatively by parental substance use. And it is a program that runs in close collaboration with the school counselors. And we go into the 30+ schools currently and do support group programming with small groups of kids during the school day. And our primary purpose is to decrease the risk factors associated with that negative impact of substance use in the family and increase protective factors. Substance misuse is not a kid's fault, ever. And it doesn't mean that their parents don't love them. Group counseling is a big part of what we do. And we also do expressive art. We play games with the kids. We teach them relaxation and mindfulness. All of our groups are led by master's prepared mental health clinicians. During the pandemic, during 2020, we finished out the school year by making individual contact with kids, mostly on the phone, sometimes through video chat. During the summer of 2020, we did a virtual day camp where the kids attended from home on video camera, and we took wonderful art supplies around to their houses, dropped them off for anybody that wanted to participate so that they could do the art activities at home. And then in the fall of 20 into 2021 school year, we were virtual completely as a school-based program. And the kids at the end of the year had many, many great things to say about what that meant to them and how much they appreciated being able to meet virtually. And then this year we are again in the schools only. We're not doing virtual right now except for the kids who are in the virtual school program, and we're working with the virtual school counselors to set that up and work with them. All the services that Kids Like Us provides are confidential. Nobody who's not, the people at the school that are not in the group don't know who's in the group, and the teachers don't know why the kids are coming out of class. If you want more information about Kids Like Us, you can visit our webpage or you can call us directly.
Now that we covered our good news in Frederick County and learned more about the Museum of the Iron Worker and the beneficial Kids Like Us program, it is time to find out what activities our county departments are offering in the upcoming weeks. If you'd like to find out more about virtual events and programs and activities that are going on in the county, just visit the county's webpage, frederickcountymd.gov. Now at the end of the show, we want to let our viewers know about other events and important information. March is Women's History Month. It is a month to remember the contributions that women made for our country, society, and history. Women's History Month has been observed annually in the month of March since 1987. County Executive Jan Gardner recently highlighted some local women through the years who have made history.
Frederick County has long been home to women who make history. Elizabeth Ann Seton, the first U.S.-born Catholic saint. The legendary Barbara Fritchie, who stood defiant against Confederate troops. Frederick Health was founded by Emma Smith, who helped raise the first funds to start the hospital in the late 1890s. And Dr. Blanche Bourne Tyree, the first African-American woman to practice medicine in the entire state of Maryland. And Major General Linda Singh, the first woman to lead the Maryland National Guard. And who can forget Claire McCardle, the world-renowned fashion designer who insisted on adding pockets to women's clothing. A statue of Claire was unveiled on Carroll Creek last fall, the first to honor a Frederick County woman. March is Women's History Month. This year's theme is Women Providing Healing and Promoting Hope. The National Women's History Alliance chose this theme to pay tribute to caregivers and frontline healthcare workers, and to recognize the countless ways women have provided healing and hope throughout history. For instance, in 1941, Dr. Bourne Tyree became the first woman from Frederick County to earn a medical degree. Her healing legacy lives on today through the work of Doctors Barbara Brookmeyer, our county's public health officer, and Kathy Weishaar, Chief Medical Officer at Frederick Health Hospital. And we find hope in the work of women like Akia Billups and Elijah Gee, who rallied thousands of people of all ages and races to a march for justice in downtown Frederick. And a woman focused on education and improving health among our most vulnerable citizens and newest community members, offered by the ever-energetic Elizabeth Chung and her staff at the Asian American Center. We can be proud of all the strong women who have helped to shape Frederick County and who continue to make history today. In honor of Women's History Month, I'll now read a proclamation. Whereas each Women's History Month, our nation celebrates the remarkable female leaders and trailblazers who have helped to shape who we are. And whereas our local history is rich with stories of remarkable women who've been leaders in business, government, law, science, medicine, the arts, education, and many other fields. And whereas these local pioneers include both historical figures such as St. Elizabeth Ann Seton, abolitionist Ariana Trail, and fashion designer Claire McCardle, as well as modern-day women like Frederick County Commission of Women founder and first president Gail Pate, U.S. Congresswoman Beverly Byron, Arch Society charter member Rose Dorsey Cheney, and countless others. And whereas this year we pay special tribute to the women who provide healing and promote hope in our community each and every day, women who act as caregivers for loved ones, and women who have selflessly served on the front line throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, like many of our local medical, nursing, and hospital staff members. So now, therefore, as the County Executive of Frederick County, Maryland, I do hereby recognize the month of March 2022 as Women's History Month in Frederick County, and commend this observance to all of our citizens. And it's signed by me, Jan Gardner, County Executive of Frederick County, Maryland, and presented this first day of March 2022. Thank you for joining us in our celebration of Women's History Month in Frederick County.
On February 9th, community members gathered at a virtual public session to discuss our community's health priorities for the next 3 years. Adverse childhood experiences in adolescence, type 2 diabetes, and mental health topped the list. The priorities were identified by the Frederick County Healthcare Coalition, Frederick County Health Department, and Frederick Health. Over the next 3 years, a focus will be placed on how individuals can seek treatment and assistance. If you want to learn more about the local health priorities and how you can help, there will be several virtual workshops you can join. Contact Malcolm Fergal, Executive Director of the Frederick County Healthcare Coalition, at mfergal@frederick.health or call 240-739-2897. County Executive Jan Gardner will host a virtual public hearing on the upcoming budget on Monday, March 21st at 7 o'clock p.m. Your input on the county's budget and funding priorities is important so the budget can reflect the community's values. Tune in to FCG-TV's Channel 19 and 1085 to participate. Well, that's it for this episode of County Perspective. But don't forget to follow Frederick County on social media in order to keep up to date on important news and events. We'll see you next time for a fresh look from a county perspective.